Hi everyone, I am Lakshmi KS, Assistant Professor in the Department of Information Technology at Rajagiri School of Engineering and Technology. I welcome you all to the course of Machine Learning. This is a common course for both programs of Information Technology as well as Computer Science and Engineering. So first of all, I will give the objectives of this course. So this course is mainly intended to provide an introduction about the prominent methods for machine learning and also to study the basics of supervised and unsupervised learning and to give an awareness about various type of architectures like connectionist and other neural network architectures. And the expected outcomes are, at the end of this course, you will be able to differentiate various learning approaches and to interpret the concepts of supervised learning. And also, you can compare the different dimensionality reduction techniques and apply theoretical foundations of decision trees to identify best split and Bayesian classifier to label data points. You would be able to illustrate the working of classifier models like SVM, neural networks, and identify classifier model for typical machine learning applications. And you can identify the state sequence and evaluate a sequence emission probability from a given hidden Markov model. You will be also able to illustrate and apply clustering algorithms and identify its applicability in real-life problems. So once again, I welcome you to the course of Machine Learning. These are the contents of Module 1. First of all, we will have an introduction about machine learning, examples of machine learning applications, learning associations, classification, regression, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, supervised learning, and Vapnik-Chervonenkis dimension. So what is machine learning? The term machine learning was coined by Arthur Samuel in 1959. So it is considered as a subfield of artificial intelligence. And according to the definition given by Haldane, machine learning is about predicting the future based on the past. That is, based on our past experiences, we can learn something, and from the learned knowledge, we will develop new models. So that is the basic theory behind machine learning. The goal of machine learning is to understand the structure of data and to develop a model such that the data will fit into that model. And this can be understood and utilized by people. The model can be utilized by people for executing various type of applications. So that is what is machine learning. Before going deep into the definition of machine learning, first of all, we will discuss the main application of machine learning. The main application of machine learning is in big data. So what is big data? Big data is actually the huge amount of data that is being generated day by day. Since we are having a lot of advancements in the field of wireless communication and technologies, we are generating huge amount of data. So widespread use of personal computers and wireless communication leads to big data. We are both producers and consumers of this data. And data can be in three different forms. That is structured form, unstructured form, and semi-structured form. And it is easy to process data in the form of structured and semi-structured format. But if the data is in unstructured format, we really have to struggle in order to make useful information out of the data. And once this data is converted to a structured format, it can be used for understanding various processes as well as for making future predictions. So there comes the role of machine learning. Machine learning techniques can be applied for converting unstructured data to useful format and to predict new information out of it. Now coming to the definition of machine learning. What is machine learning? It is an application of artificial intelligence that provides systems the ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. So it is a learning process. Then what is learning? Learning is any process by which a system improves performance from experience. So there are many applications for which we do not have an algorithm, but we'll be having a set of examples. From these examples we could learn something new. So that is known as learning. A computer program which learns from experience is simply called a learning program or learner. So machine learning is a sort of learning. It is an application of artificial intelligence and it does not require explicit programming. That is the main difference between machine learning and traditional programming. So the main difference between traditional programming and machine learning is that in traditional programming, when data and program are given, the computer will generate output. But in machine learning, when data and output are given, a program will be generated. As we have discussed earlier, machine learning is a type of learning process. So what is learning? It's a process by which a system improves its performance from past experience. So there are three situations where learning is needed. The first case is where human expertise does not exist. For example, consider the case of navigating to Mars. So we are not having a previous experience in that case. In such situations, learning is needed. Then, second case is where humans are unable to explain their expertise. Example is speech recognition. When people talk to each other, they are able to understand what the other person is telling, but they don't know how it is happening or what is the mechanism behind it, how the person is able to identify the language and the meaning of the words. All such things are not able to explain. It is happening, but we are not able to explain how it happens. So in such cases also learning is needed. And the third case is when solution changes with time. For example, routing in a computer network. If you are using dynamic routing, each time when a computer communicates with another computer, it will be taking different routes. The IP packet will be taking different routes to traverse from one machine to another machine. So in such cases also learning is needed. So these are the situations where learning is used. There are 4 steps in the learning process. First one is data storage. It facilitates for storing and retrieving huge amounts of data. In the learning process, we need to store a lot of examples or past experiences. So this is done in the data storage phase. Next is the abstraction phase. In the abstraction phase, knowledge is extracted from the stored data. Third one is the generalization step. It's a process of turning the knowledge into a form that can utilize for future action. And the fourth phase is the evaluation phase. It measures the utility of learned knowledge. That is, how well the system has learned from the data. That evaluation is done in the fourth phase. A computer program is said to learn from experience E with respect to some class of task T and performance measure P if its performance at task T as measured by P improves with experience E. So machine learning tries to optimize a performance criterion using past experience or example data. This figure shows the related fields of machine learning. It is closely related to statistics, then computer science, branches of computer science like data mining, databases, then visualization techniques, and so on. So machine learning is actually a combination of all these things. In order to make inference from samples, statistics is needed. And computer science also plays a vital role in machine learning. efficient algorithms for solving optimization problem, and for representing and evaluating the model for inference, we need techniques from computer science. So it is actually a combination of different fields. Humans learn from past experiences, but a computer does not have experiences. A computer system learns from data which represent some past experiences of an application domain. Some machine learning behavior can even challenge the performance of human experts. In the case of playing chess, sometimes computers can defeat the human opponent. Although machine learning sometimes matches human learning capabilities, it is not able to learn in the same way as humans do. So there is no claim that machine learning can be applied in a truly creative manner. Formal theories of machine learning system exist but are often lacking. For why a method succeeds or fails, that is not clear in the case of machine learning. If machine learning methods are applied to large databases, then it is known as data mining. In data mining, a large volume of data is processed to construct a simple model for valuable use, and it will be having a high accuracy. And the main applications of this machine learning techniques in data mining are in manufacturing, where learning models are used for control and troubleshooting, and also in telecommunication, where call patterns are analyzed for network optimization and maximizing the quality of service. Artificial intelligence is the engineering of making intelligent machines and programs. Machine learning is not just a database problem, but it is a part of artificial intelligence. It is a key enabler of artificial intelligence. So to be intelligent, a system that is in a changing environment should have the ability to adapt to the changes, so that the system designer need not provide solutions for all possible situations. That is what is needed in artificial intelligence. In the current situation, if there is an unexpected change, then the system must be able to deal with that change, or the system must be capable to deal with new situations. The programmer or designer should not worry about the changes in the existing system. Such a system is known as artificial intelligence. So machine learning is also a part of artificial intelligence, because it has to deal with situations without explicit programming. And the applications of machine learning includes face recognition, speech recognition. All these are also examples for artificial intelligence. The three major components of a machine learning process are task, data, and performance measure. First one is task. Task is denoted using T. That is whether the given problem is a classification problem or a prediction problem. The second one is data. Data or experience. Data is the set of examples or set of past experiences, and it is denoted using E. So from the data we have to learn new knowledge. The third one is the performance measure P, that is used for evaluating the machine learning process. So these are the three components of a machine learning process. Here we consider an example for a machine learning problem, that is handwriting recognition. And the task T in handwriting recognition is recognizing and classifying the handwritten words within images. And the training experience E, that is the data set. It's a data set of handwritten words with given classifications. And the performance P is the percent of words correctly classified. So these are the three components in the handwriting recognition learning problem. So the handwritten words will be collected, and the correct label corresponding to each words will also be given. That will be the data set or training experience E. And the task is to recognize and classify the handwritten words within the images. So the data set will be in the form of images. and the performance P is the percentage of words that are correctly classified. Another example is a robot driving a vehicle. In this case, the task T is driving on highways using vision sensors, and the dataset or training experience E is a sequence of images and steering commands recorded while observing a human driver. So first, a human driver will record the steering commands, and also a sequence of images will be provided. So this will be used for training the learner. And the performance measure P is the average distance traveled before an error. Another example is a chess learning problem. In chess learning problem, the task T is playing chess, and training experience E is playing practice games against itself. That is, the learner will have to practice the game itself. And the performance measure P is the percentage of games won against opponents. A computer program which learns from experience is called a machine learning program, or simply a learning program. And the program is also known as learner. And there are three main components for a machine learning algorithm. First one is representation, second one evaluation, and the third one is the optimization. We will see each of these three components in detail in the coming modules. Representation of a machine learning algorithm is done using decision tree, or a set of rules or instances, or graphical models such as Bayes model or Markov nets, then neural networks, support vector machines, and ensemble models. All these are used for representing machine learning algorithm. Various measures are used for evaluating the performance of machine learning algorithms. Some of the parameters are accuracy, precision and recall, squared error, likelihood, posterior probability, cost or utility function, margin, entropy, and KL divergence. Combinatorial optimization, convex optimization, and constraint optimization are used for optimization of machine learning algorithms. Example for combinatorial optimization is greedy search, that is, choosing the local optimal solution with the hope that it will lead to a global optimal solution. And example for convex optimization is gradient descent, and constraint optimization example is linear programming. All these things you might have studied in algorithm analysis and design. So these are the techniques that are used for optimizing machine learning algorithms. Now we will discuss some of the applications of machine learning. Machine learning is mainly used in retail business. It is used to study consumer behavior. And in financial sector, machine learning can be used for developing models by collecting data from banks and thereby predicting stock market, then fraud detection, credit applications, and so on. In manufacturing processes also, learning models can be used for optimization, control, and troubleshooting. Machine learning has got application in medical field also. Learning programs can be developed for medical diagnosis, then adverse drug reaction prediction, disease comorbidity prediction. Many applications are there in medical field also. And in telecommunications, call patterns can be analyzed for network optimization and maximizing the quality of service. Machine learning algorithms can be classified mainly into three types, that is, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Supervised learning algorithms examples are classification and regression. And examples for unsupervised learning are clustering and association mining. Reinforcement learning includes decision process, reward system and recommendation system. Now we will see in detail about each of these learning algorithms. In supervised learning, training data includes desired outputs. That is, the learner will be given a set of examples, and the set of examples will be positive examples as well as negative examples, and the class labels corresponding to each set will also be given. So after going through the different set of examples, the learner will be able to classify a new instance. So that is supervised learning. And examples for supervised learning are classification and regression. In unsupervised learning, training data does not include desired outputs. So it will create an internal representation of the input. That is, class label will not be given in unsupervised learning. After the learning process, the learner will have to generate the class label. That is the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning. Example for unsupervised learning is clustering. In clustering, the learner will extract the features, and depending upon the features or the values of the features, it will create clusters. So that is unsupervised learning. And the last one is the reinforcement learning. So it is based on certain rewards. Rewards will be given for a sequence of actions, and learn action in order to maximize the payoff or the reward. That is the main purpose of the learner. So these are the different types of learning. In this session, we have discussed about what is machine learning, and we have seen the difference between machine learning and traditional programming. The main difference is that in machine learning, explicit programming is not needed, but in the case of traditional programming, explicit programming is needed. And we have also gone through the various applications of data mining, and we have also seen that this machine learning is part of artificial intelligence, statistics and computer science. Finally, we have gone through the different types of machine learning, that is supervised machine learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. So I hope you got an overview of what is machine learning, and in the next sessions we will be going in detail into the types of machine learning. Thank you.